Following my recent video on the subject of Diner Dash, it was brought to my attention that there was a similar game that I had missed out on during my childhood. A game named Penguin Diner, somewhat a clone of Diner Dash, but with the added bonus of being in a penguin-filled universe. So of course, I had to check out this intriguing concept myself. Upon starting the game, I am blasted with the familiar music, the masterpiece that is Zorba's Dance from the movie Zorba the Greek. This is a great start to the game. First of all, we are presented with a tear-jerking cutscene telling the backstory to the protagonist of the game, Penny. Whilst on an Antarctic trek, Penny lost her way and ended up stuck on top of an icy mountain. She needs to get home to her family, but she's completely broke. However, she managed to land a job at the local diner as a waitress, and needs our help to raise enough money to get home. Oh, bless her eyes are tearing up, as are mine. Of course I'll help you, Penny. Who wouldn't? Before we begin our shift, we are given some instructions about how the game works. Seat customers, take their order, serve the customer once their food appears, and collect Penny's money? Oh, this money already has her name all over it. Then we are given some tips. How handy. First of all, keep an eye on the clock. You only have until 9 PM to make as much money as you can. Wow, that's a long shift. If an angry customer runs off, you can trash their unwanted dishes. I hate wasting food. I'll be eating that myself. And our extra tip, serve customers quickly. Keeping them happy earns Penny bigger tips and helps her reach her daily targets. Well, I'll try, but if I'm working till 9 PM without a break, I'll need to save my energy. Day 1 at the Hilltop Cafe, and we need to make $105. That's easy enough. What is this I'm hearing? The penguins say a little hello when they're ready to order. This is so cute. Now I know what Diner Dash was missing. I didn't know penguins drank milkshake. I thought they just ate fish. See, this guy gets it. This fella wants bloody ice cream in this freezing weather. Well, there's no chaining in this game, unfortunately. And my first customer didn't even give me a tip. How rude. That's more like it, $15 for a deep-fried fish. Well, I know that this wasn't the intended use of the trash can, but it is quite handy to move me closer to where the food appears. Wait a minute, is there even a chef here? Where is this food coming from? Look at that, we smashed that goal, and now have a nice $72 profit, which goes straight into our Penny's bank. Oh, and look, we can use our hard-earned cash to purchase upgrades. Don't mind if I do. So the options are faster skates, a telly to make customers more patient, or comfier chairs for better tips. I opt for faster skates because that's the most fun option, of course. Sorry mate, your ass is going to be stuck to that ice block. Now I have just $22 to my name, but you know I'll try my hardest to make up the cash to buy even faster skates. Our goal has now increased to $110. At least try to make it a little difficult for me. It's only just gone dark outside and I'm already $10 over the goal. Our Penny will be home in no time. Oh, I haven't quite made enough to buy my fancy skates after all. What a pity. But I'm not wasting this hard-earned cash on a comfy chair. I am saving up until I can buy the skates. Oh, day 3 doesn't even have an increase in the goal. Still $110. Oh, and look, we have a pair of penguins on a little penguin date this time. How adorable. What can I get you two lovebirds? Good choice, some spring rolls and some soup. Oh, lovely. Couples earn us twice as much as singles. I guess that makes sense, but I wasn't expecting it for some reason. We made $195 that time, which means $85 of it goes directly into my account. Bloody hell, this money is burning a hole in my pocket. Let's blow it all on those fancy skates. Oh, and look at the next upgrade. They have flames on them. Guy Fieri style skates. At this point, my motivation is no longer to get home, but to buy the coolest skates. Wow, this game is so much easier than Diner Dash. So far these customers seem quite pleasant in comparison. The hardest part is waiting for the food. After our 5th day, we already have enough cash to buy the fastest skates money can buy. But I go for the practical option and buy comfier chairs. No more cheeks stuck to the ice, and I'll get more tips, so I'll be able to afford the skates one day. Day 6 now, and we have to make $170? Darn inflation. I'm glad I opted for the comfier chairs now. I love this little guy that wears a red shirt with a heart on it. It's so cute. My favourite customer by far. Why are the penguins only wearing shirts though? It's a little inappropriate to go to a diner without trousers in my opinion. But I'll let them off since they do say that hello, and that makes up for everything.
Hello.
Wow, each table earns us $17 now. I would not pay $17 for a glass of flavoured milk. I bet it's not even proper milkshake, like that crusher stuff that you used to put in a glass of milk. Only a $51 profit this time. Those skates will have to wait. Day 7 now, and our final shift in the Hilltop Cafe. I could do with a change of scenery after being stuck between these 5 tables for a whole week. We have to make $160 this time. That's easy. These goals are strangely non-linear. I'm not sure if they're random or based on the amount of customers you'll see that day. For some reason, I'm very much against using the top right table. Bottom right? Great. Top left? Fine. But the top right just seems too far out of my way. Luckily, I haven't run into a situation where I've had to use the cursed table yet, but I'm sure soon I will have no choice in the matter. We wrap up our final shift in the Hilltop Cafe with a sweet $61 profit, but it's still not enough to buy anything decent. Nevertheless, we move on to the Rink Cafe, which has kindly offered Penny a job. Apparently it's a chance to earn even more money to help Penny on her way home, but who cares about that? I must get the cool skates as soon as possible so I can show off my moves to the fellas and earn some more tips. What a nice view we have here of the mountains and the snowmen. It's bloody freezing out here though. And now the penguins are shirtless and just wearing shorts. I will not allow this attire or lack thereof in my establishment. This is a family-friendly restaurant, you know. Oh no, the dreaded day has come, where I have to use the cursed top right table. I knew it would happen one day, but I didn't expect it so soon. Well, it looks like it wasn't the top right table, but the top left table that was the problem, as a couple have left without leaving a tip. How rude! I didn't think I was that slow at getting the food to them, but I have a feeling customers are getting gradually less and less patient as we progress. I guess they have to make the game more challenging somehow. Whatever this food is supposed to be looks so questionable. I'll have the brown log and chips, please. I guess the top left table is truly cursed. Look, no tips again. Don't you know I'm trying to scrape the cash together to return to my beloved family? Wow, look at that glorious $107 profit. I finally purchased the skates. Hopefully this will help me overcome the curse of the dreaded top left table. So far it seems to be working like a charm. Good thing too, since I need to make $200 today, so I'll need all the tips I can get. I'm starting to think that it's not the tables that are the problem, but the bloody couples. Imagine not tipping a waitress on ice skates. I'm not just a waitress, but a pro skater, hiker, and a loving mother. And most importantly, I'm a cute little penguin. Only a $66 profit this time. Not enough to upgrade the chairs, but enough to buy a telly. I'm not wasting my money on that so blokes can watch the footy while I run around after them. Look at me go, zooming around like a penguin on ice skates. I can't believe how impatient these customers are getting. You misclick once, and all of a sudden their face changes from happy to neutral. I think I'd prefer it if they looked more pissed off. Despite losing out on a few tips, we managed to make it through. Bloody hell, the goal has now increased to $260. I think that's the steepest increase we've seen yet. For the first time, I begin to feel like we could use some more tables. It would be nice if there was some sort of upgrade for that. As soon as I seat a customer, another one appears, like a sort of penguin conveyor belt. Oh, I don't know what I was worried about. I made $341 there. There is now over $200 in Penny's bank, and you know what that means. Chair time! The goal just keeps getting further and further away. $230 now. Oh, look at these luxurious chairs. No more rubbish plastic ones, these are proper leather. The penguins now have the patience of a businesswoman in Diner Dash, so if they're not sitting right next to the kitchen, we're pretty much guaranteed not to get a tip. Maybe I shouldn't have blown all that cash on the comfy chairs and invested in a telly instead. But who needs tips when the restaurant is this busy anyway? I'm surprised I haven't lost any customers yet. Can we even lose customers in this game? We earn enough money to buy a telly, which just plays an endless video of a penguin fishing. Ah yes, this is top tier entertainment. Money well spent. Well, I thought that day 14 would be our final day in this ice rink, but it seems that we must suffer here longer. But at least we can upgrade the telly again. Any more shows on this one? Looks like it's some sort of penguin aerobic show. It's a little distracting, I must admit. Bloody hell, so many couples here. I guess at least no matter what, they pay more than the singles. I think I got ripped off with this telly. The customers seem to be more impatient than before I upgraded it. Oh no, these penguins have turned red because they're so angry. Or maybe they just don't like the show. That was a close one. We were just $24 above the goal. And the goals just continue to increase. And the tables are filling up fast, meaning that the penguins in line are already miserable before they've even sat down. Oh no, I was just $3 short of the goal that time, so I have to go through all of that suffering once again. And the second attempt goes even worse. Well, third time lucky, I guess. And I managed to get a little something to put in my pocket. I could really use the cash to upgrade the telly. Not that it will make the penguins any less impatient, but it will give me something better to watch while I'm skating around. I'm fed up of this Davina McCall workout video. We are now on day 20 in this hellhole. And I'm starting to think, why couldn't Penny have just saved all of that cash for the upgrades to help her get home? We blew so much cash for them, and they're not even helpful at this point. At last, our time at the Ice Rink Cafe is over, and we are told the wonderful news that there is a ship heading in the direction of Penny's home. So we must help her earn enough money for a ticket by working in the Iceberg Cafe. I'm sure that this iceberg will have melted by the time I get through a shift there, but I'll give it a go. Wait, penguins can swim, right? Can't she just swim home? I love the way our Penny just jumped over that water to the iceberg. Very impressive. Now the penguin customers are wearing little scarves. It's a little odd how the penguins are just gradually wearing less clothing, to the point that they were just wearing a scarf. But then again, our Penny is just wearing an apron, and she has her arse hanging out for the whole world to see. I'm surprised she isn't getting more tips. What a lovely view of the ocean we have, and the ships passing by. Go on, Penny, I'm sure you could sneak on board. The customers are coming in thick and fast, and there's not enough tables to meet the demand. There must be a better technique than whatever I'm doing now, which is basically just seating as many penguins as fast as I can, and making that big long queue of penguins wait. Day 1 on this big lump of ice, and I have failed. But my second attempt goes much better, and I even managed to get a couple of tips at the end. Thankfully the goal on the next day was less, only $300, which I make with ease. Wow, an $85 profit. That's one of the biggest I've seen in a while. Still not enough for big telly though. After day 24, we finally have enough cash for our final upgrade. Wow, look at the size of that thing. I can't wait to see what entertainment is in store for us. Oh, it's just the news. That's very disappointing. A UFO crash? That's cool, I guess. The channel is named PPN, which I assume is the penguin equivalent of CNN. But what does the second P mean? Penguin something news? Or just PP news? I wish there was more footage of this UFO crash. I want to go and see it for myself. I'm getting far too distracted by this TV. Back to work, I guess. I have many hungry penguins to feed. I suppose at least we don't have any more upgrades to save up for, so we can get away with doing the bare minimum. Now we're at the point where penguins are miserable before their food is even ready. Why do they expect so much from me? I wish I could buy even fast escapes. But despite getting 0 tips, I'm still managing to exceed the goal, and even pocket some useless cash. Surprisingly, even at this late stage, I still haven't lost any customers. Well, that was a lot less dramatic than I thought it was going to be. The penguin simply stopped being red and calmly walked out of the restaurant. But sadly, after losing 2 customers, we didn't quite make enough to meet the goal. Just $20 short. Can't I just take that $20 out of Penny's bank? Not like I can spend it on anything anyway. After that failed attempt, I came up with a new technique of delaying seating the customers. So we take 2 tables at the start, then take their orders. Then we seat 2 more tables, and once we serve the first 2 tables, we can seat another customer. Then once the first 2 tables are done, we have a non-red penguin ready to be seated. Wow, that actually worked really well. I'm impressed with myself. 31 days and we're still stuck on this iceberg. How many more shifts do we have to work? Surely this ticket isn't that expensive. Our goal has now reached the $400 milestone. Our Penny is burnt out after working for 33 days straight. Her feet are blistered and bleeding, and she is fed up with the constant "hello." But she is so determined to get home to her family that she soldiers on through it all. Sadly, we were $15 short of the goal, so we have to extend Penny's suffering even further. We just barely hit the goal on the second attempt. Honestly, I was expecting that to be our final level, but I was wrong. The goals just continue to increase, and I am struggling. But although I fail, I seem to be making a successful second attempt in most cases. At this point, I have been playing this game for 2 whole hours. But I was so dedicated to getting our Penny home safely, and away from these horrible penguin customers, that I stayed up till 1 AM trying to complete the game. At last, I had reached the final level of the game, and was $5 short of the goal. I was tempted to quit at this point. I didn't even know this was the final level at the time. But after one more attempt, we reached that $440 goal, and finally have enough money to buy that cruise for Penny. We are rewarded with a scene of Penny on board the ship, sunning it up with a well-earned cocktail in hand. That was some pretty sharp service, if I do say so myself. And that's it? We don't even get to see her arriving home? Well, at least she doesn't end up doing a flow and working on a cruise ship, I guess. Well, this was indeed a game. I have to say, I did enjoy it, but it was a bit repetitive at times. Especially when you're trying to complete it in one sitting. And the music is just downright annoying after playing a few levels. But I'm sure that I would have loved this game as a kid, since it's basically the same as Diner Dash, but with penguins. And who doesn't love penguins? Penny, much like our Flo, is very hardworking, and although their motivations are different, I think they would be good friends. If only there was a crossover between the 2 universes. Also, the hello sound effect of the penguins makes up for any flaws with the game. Thank you to everyone who recommended that I play this game. I'm sure that this game is very nostalgic to many, so I hope I've done it justice. And I'm sorry for moaning about it. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and feel free to subscribe. Of course, I'll be back with another video in the new year, so I'll see you very soon.